Hello everyone, welcome back to Fnaf News. It's been a while. As you can see, I've taken some time to redecorate a little bit. So we're not going to waste any time. There's a good chunk of news I'd like to cover. So we're going to hop right into it. Starting off with some merch news. Youtooz has been teasing a lot of merch recently with their FNAF World Anim Dude Scott Cawthon plushie. They've also got the Gregory and Cassie pins, and also brand new on their Twitter, they've just teased their FNAF X Matpat looks like. We haven't seen the figure yet, but from what it looks like and from what the text says, it sounds a lot like Matpat, talking about lore and whatnot. And also it shows the back of the movie location from the FNAF movie, so possibly to do with his character Ness. We'll see. Very excited for this figure to come out. Big Youtooz fan, as you can see. So we're gonna hop right into the next one. Pillow Pet is making a comeback again. They had their Freddy one. Now they've shown off their Foxy Pillow Pet. Looks absolutely adorable. Can't wait for him to come out. And last but not least, in the merch news, Hex has talked a lot about new figures they're working on, shown off a lot. Dawko has confirmed that they are working on the Nightmare Own plush. After they got some concept art, he talked about how they're currently working on it. They've also talked about how they're working on the sister location. That'll be the next wave to come out at some point. And last but not least, on the Hex Twitter, they showed off a little teaser for their Springtrap plush. I'm a big fan of the nod back to the old Scott Cawthon teaser. Now we're going to hop into some generic FNAF news. This is just some kind of one-off pieces that didn't have enough to get their own category. So we're going to talk about the Roblox game a little bit. Obviously, maybe a month back or so, Five Nights at Freddy's Roblox game got shut down by Scott because there was some issues with its development and whatnot. But we've actually seen some models get shown off for the game, which looks really cool. We got some Freddy and Foxy. And also we've got what looks like an employee uniform, which looks really cool in my opinion because it mimics the one from the FNAF movie. So very excited for that. And then we've got some book news. Let's see if I can say this. Fazbear Fright's graphic novel volume number 5's cover, nailed it, got shown off recently. Here's what that looks like. So yeah, looks really cool. So obviously, since I'm an animation channel now doing news for whatever reason, I have to cover some FNAF animation news. For those of you who don't know, End of the Meme Verse got a couple updates, or got an update page for this month. Basically, it had some talks about where End of the Meme Verse was and what was happening, and basically some cool information we got from that is the date of origins, which is the pre-End of the Memeverse whatnot. That's said to hopefully come out sometime mid 2024. So very excited to see some of that. And also there was some talks about new quote-unquote characters for End of the Memeverse eventually, whenever the next episode comes out of that. So very excited to see what comes from that. Also, don't forget, I voice act Balloon Boy, so if you haven't seen End of the Memeverse, go check it out. One more thing with FNAF Animations, Real Time Studio obviously has their Monitor series that came out a couple days ago, which looks really cool. It's kind of got like this spin of like FNAF VHS almost, and so I definitely recommend giving it a watch. Looks really cool. Next up on the docket, we've got fan game news. So obviously over on Twitter, Nixon with the Joy of Creation has been teasing some animations for what I assume are player models. Obviously with the two non-idle animations, Scared and Effing Dies, I imagine this is for a player model, which is really interesting because a lot of fan games don't have a player model visible, so maybe a mirror, maybe multiplayer. I know it's a bit of a stretch, but you never know this day and age. Also, some cool news about the Joy of Creation. Got voted the most anticipated fanverse game of 2024. This is by FNAF Fan Game News on Twitter. FNAF fan game news, I assume, held a poll to see what everyone was excited for when it came to the fanverse, and 44.2% of voters were very excited to see the Joy of Creation come at some point. So that's very exciting. I'm very excited for the Joy of Creation. We'll have to see if we ever get a release date. Jumping on next, Juniors has a lot of behind the scenes stuff that they've been talking about. Beautiful, what looks like a Juniors version of Springtrap. Very excited for the DLC whenever that drops. Seems like a lot of work is being poured onto it. They've changed game engines, so I'm very excited to see how Juniors will evolve from its existing state. And also, Juniors has their own Scott Games styled website, jrteamgames.com. If you go there, I imagine they're going to start hosting teasers like the classic days of Scott Games. So very excited for that. And then obviously, like we've said earlier, Real Time Studios with their Monitor series, they also dropped a little demo to show off some of their work. It looks very exciting. I'm very excited to see what comes from Real Time Studios with FNAF in real time. Seems like a very interesting concept. Not too excited for the 6-hour long gameplay, but we'll see what YouTubers are up for that challenge. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's all the news I have to share for today. I'm going to leave you with one more thing. I'm going to start giving out fan game recommendations each FNAF news. So the fan game I would like to recommend today is Together Again, a Lakes Funland story. I've seen lots of gameplay and lots of video essays on it, and it looks like a phenomenal game. The art is amazing. If you guys would like to see some gameplay footage of that, I would not mind playing that and uploading it here to the channel. But yep, that's all I have for you guys today. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and hopefully I can post more of these in a more timely fashion. But other than that, that's all I've got. So I will see you guys in whatever I post next. Bye-bye.